I'd kept the secret buried for 37 years, hidden beneath the daily rhythm of our marriage, school runs, grocery lists, family dinners, and quiet nights on the porch. But secrets don't die, they wait. And mine had been waiting for the right moment to destroy me. That moment came on a rainy Sunday afternoon. Thomas was sitting at the kitchen table, reading the newspaper like he always did. His glasses sliding halfway down his nose, his coffee steaming beside him. The smell of rain drifted in through the cracked window. We'd been married longer than most of our friends had been alive, it seemed. We'd seen the world change together, built a home, raised 2 children, buried a dog, and grown old side by side. And yet, in all that time, there was one truth I never told him. "I need to talk to you," I said, my voice trembling despite my attempt at calm. He glanced up, concerned but unsuspecting. "Everything okay, Margaret?" No, nothing was okay. But I smiled anyway because old habits die hard. There's something I've been keeping from you. For a long time." Thomas folded the newspaper and leaned back in his chair, giving me his full attention. He had this quiet patience about him, one of the many things I loved. It made what I was about to do even more unbearable. "All right," he said softly. "I'm listening." I sat across from him, twisting my wedding band. My hands were trembling so badly I had to clasp them together. "It's about Michael," I began. His brow furrowed. "Our son." "Yes," I whispered. My voice cracked. He's not biologically yours." The words left me like shards of glass, cutting me on the way out. For a moment, there was only the sound of rain tapping the window and the faint tick of the kitchen clock. Thomas didn't move, didn't blink. The life drained from his face, replaced by something hollow and unreadable. Finally he spoke, his voice low and hoarse. "What did you just say?" I tried to meet his eyes, but I couldn't. I stared at my hands instead, whispering, "It was one time, Thomas. Just one night. Before we were married, barely a month before. I thought it didn't matter anymore." He stood abruptly, his chair scraping the floor. "You lied to me for 37 years? I didn't mean to." "Didn't mean to?" His voice cracked, sharp and wounded. "Margaret, you built our entire life on a lie." Tears welled in my eyes. "I swear I thought he was yours." "I did. Until he was older and he started to look so much like—" I trailed off, unable to finish. Thomas turned away, pressing his hands against the counter, breathing heavily. I could see his reflection in the window, his shoulders shaking, his face pale. "Who?" he finally asked, his voice quiet but dangerous. "Who was it?" "David," I whispered. He closed his eyes. "Your coworker." I nodded. "It was before we got married. We'd broken up for a few weeks and I was lonely. I didn't even know I was pregnant until after you proposed again." Thomas laughed bitterly. "So you let me raise another man's child while you sat beside me at every birthday, every graduation, knowing the truth?" I covered my face, sobbing. "I didn't know how to tell you. I wanted to, so many times. But every year that passed, it became harder. You were such a good father, Thomas. The best. I couldn't take that away from you." He stared at me for a long time, his eyes red, his jaw tight. Then he said the words I dreaded most. "I don't even know who you are." That night, he didn't sleep in our bed. I heard him moving around downstairs, pacing the living room, opening drawers, like he was trying to piece together the fragments of our life and see which ones were real. When I woke in the morning, his wedding ring was sitting on the kitchen table. For the next few days, the house felt like a stranger's. He spoke to me only when necessary, short, cold sentences about bills, appointments, or the dog. The silence was unbearable. I tried writing him letters, pouring out every regret, every explanation, but I tore them all up. Nothing I could say would undo what I'd done. Then one evening he came home late. He looked exhausted but calmer somehow. "Margaret," he said quietly, setting down his keys. "I've been thinking." My heart hammered in my chest. "About what?" He took a deep breath. "About us. About him. About everything." He paused, rubbing his temples. "I got a DNA test." My stomach dropped. You did?" He nodded. "It's true. He's not mine." The silence that followed was suffocating. I waited for him to say he was leaving, that he wanted a divorce, that 37 years meant nothing now. But instead he said, I still raised him. He's still my son. That doesn't change. But you. He looked at me with such sorrow it broke something inside me. You didn't trust me enough to tell me. You stole my choice. Tears streamed down my face. I was scared, Thomas. Scared of losing you. He shook his head slowly. You lost me the day you decided I couldn't handle the truth. He turned to leave the room, but I grabbed his arm. Please. I love you. I've always loved you. He looked down at me, his eyes glistening. Love built on lies isn't love, Margaret. It's survival. Then he walked away. Weeks passed. He moved into the guest room. We existed like ghosts, sharing the same roof but not the same life. Our children noticed the tension, but we told them we were just having a rough patch. Michael called often, unaware of the truth. He was 40 now, with 2 children of his own. Thomas never hinted at anything. He still talked to him like a father should, asking about work, offering advice, joking about football. That somehow hurt the most. One night, as I watched him reading alone on the porch, I finally asked, "Will you ever forgive me?" He didn't look up. "I don't know," he said softly. "I want to. But every time I look at you, I see the life we could have had if you just trusted me." I started to cry quietly because I knew he was right. Then he added, almost to himself, "I keep wondering, if I'd been the one with the secret, would you have forgiven me?" "I would have," I said. "Because love isn't perfect. It's choosing someone even when it hurts." He finally met my eyes then, and for a moment I saw the man I'd married. The man who used to make me laugh in grocery store aisles and dance with me in the kitchen when no one was watching. But the look faded as quickly as it came. "I'm not sure I can choose you again," he said. And with that, he stood and went inside, leaving me alone on the porch with nothing but the sound of the wind and the weight of my own choices. It's been 6 months now. Thomas still lives here, but not with me, not really. We coexist. We talk. We share meals sometimes. But the warmth is gone, replaced by something fragile and distant. Sometimes I catch him looking at me like he's searching for the woman he married but can't quite find her. And maybe she's gone. Maybe she disappeared the moment I opened my mouth that rainy afternoon. But I had to tell him. Secrets rot in the dark, and mine had already stolen enough of our life. I lost my husband the day I told the truth, but I also found something in that loss. The painful understanding that honesty, no matter how late it comes, is still the only way to truly love someone, even if it breaks your heart.